Did you ever wondered how to get yourself a bit more immersed? Maybe by reading a good book or by watching a stunning movie? Well, did you ever consider purchasing a VR headset? Yeah, well, I feel like people should be investing on VR headsets because there will be an immersive type of technology that'll just keep on improving. So, today's topic we'll be covering on the future of VR, how the different mediums of entertainment for the VR system, the different skills and workplaces that we can use the VR headsets for, and lastly, the educational opportunities that the VR headsets offer us. So we'll just go ahead and talk about the technology improvements on the VR headsets. So a big background on VR. So this is the Virtual Boy. Came out back in 1995, developed by Nintendo. It was developed for gaming, as most VR headsets so far, but a bit more on that. So this was a pretty huge failure for the company of Nintendo because it caused headaches and I only displayed two colors. So we'll just check the two examples. So here is one example. We can see all the red or the black. And then the second example is here. This is a Mario Tennis game. We can see why people would get headaches, why the product would fail eventually. So those were the examples, and now we'll just use cell phones as an analogy because here's the point I want to make. So back then, the cell phones were only connected to the houses, and then they evolved to the brick phones, which were more portable but still thick. And then those phones got slimmer and they could flip. And in 2005, we got the first iPhone with a touch display. And nowadays, phones have a bigger screen and way more cameras. And now we're going back to the flipping uh, days with foldable screens. So the point of this is to just explain that the technology of VR will improve and it'll change our lives, just how cell phones have done. Because a cell phone is a camera, a calling device, a device that we can use for productivity and all such. So that's the it's the same way the VR headset is going to be heading in the future in the next few years. And over here we can see one of the future applications for VR headsets that could eventually be adapted. In this situation, we have a senior patient and um, in a hospital. A doctor said that around 11 to 40% of patients have chronic pain and they use the VR headset to help them um, just like go help them go past the pain so they don't have to like worry about it as much. And another interesting application is for empathy, so the doctors can hear and relate more towards the patients because that's one of the current challenges the doctors face when talking to their patients, just trying to empathize with them and understand their historical family and all that. So that's that for the future of VR. Now we'll be moving on to the mediums of entertainment. So most people would buy a VR headset for video games. On the top, we have a space shooter video game. In the bottom, we have a rhythm game called Beat Saber, which is a pretty quick pace rhythm game. And then on the right side, we have VR Chat, which is a pretty good application to communicate with other people and just talk with uh, people from all around the world. So that's those are two methods of mediums of entertainment. Here we on the right side you can see that we have an interactive story. So if the children decide to use like a VR headset, they can be like saying a story, being immersed by the story. The left side in the bottom corner, we have a forest, which which is supposed to be a meditation site where you can just relax and take a breather. And then on the top side, there's a boxing game, which is supposed to be good for exercising because the VR headset isn't limited to just video games. It can be a productivity tool. It can be a tool for stories and so much more. With our next topic being practicing real world scenarios. So if we take a look, we can see all of these examples. So um, we can see that there's a person driving a car. There's someone flying a plane. You can see doctors or surgeons practicing surgery. So it puts them in a position where they can safely practice skills without being in danger or harming someone. And over here, we can see that people can practice to work in a job, or they can simulate drills, such as this firefighting simulator. And all these simulations increase productivity and decrease injury, which is a pretty good thing for the society. Lastly, we have the use of educational learning. So if we quickly go through this, we can see that children have the opportunity to learn about the human body, such as the blood cells, and visit um, historical sites like the pyramids and all that. And uh, it seems to be more of a I think it increases productivity some more because uh, we are pretty good at learning visually, and I've read somewhere that around 30 people retain like 30% more information from using VR headsets, which is pretty good. And the last thing will be public speaking, just being able to perform around people and being more comfortable, just having the practice to be comfortable with other people. And here are all the sources that I've used. This is the Google Doc outline, so if you click on it, it'll take you there. And thank you for watching the presentation.